The action dark comedy TV series The Boys, initially started in 2019, was inspired by the comic of the same name, which came out in 2006. With 2019 being a particularly relevant period of political conflict since Trump was the president, the series became really relevant for its use of concepts and fictitious brands and companies that mirrored our reality. Most notably, the inherent political nature of the series and time when it was released brings up the topic of propaganda. Oxford defines propaganda as information, especially of a biased and misleading nature, used to promote a particular cause, doctrine, or point of view. The series utilizes multiple instances of visual, audible, and thematic propaganda, using colors, slogans, imagery, phrases, and more to sway the characters in universe and the viewers both consciously and subconsciously to root for certain elements of the plot. The very first scene we see is in slow motion, exuding fantastically confident energy. Queen Maeve, one of the Supes, stands at the center of the shot, smirking as she, without so much as a flinch, crashes through the metallic vehicle with just her body to thwart some lawbreakers. The American flag goes across the screen as part of Homelander's mysterious and powerful introduction is cape first, like he is carrying the United States on his back. His outfit is itself a stand-in propaganda piece for the overpowering strength and resilience of the United States. In terms of advertising, it also utilizes something every day while still promoting the Vought Soup's brand, and therefore forces the characters in-universe to tie the two ideas together subconsciously. Every US flag now becomes a logo for Homelander and the other Vought Soups. Vought further overwhelms the character and the viewers by filling the background with promotional material for the company. Initially, it is gradually integrated in some of the scenes. For example, when Huey leaves the store he works at, there is a taxi in front of the entrance which features a semi-decipherable ad for A-Train on the roof of the car. This could be seen as both a subtle integration of Vought's commercial power over every screen and sign in the country, and as foreshadowing for the upcoming Soup introduction that would soon cross Huey's path. We are then shown the soon-to-be newest member of the Seven, Starlight, aka Annie January, who is also a Soup, dressed in everyday clothing and training at home. Her wearing commoner clothing and working out in the backyard of her middle-class home rather than a fancy gym has ties to the image of a blue-collar working-class woman inspiring other women saying, "We can do it." It shows she does not have to wear a colorful, camera-ready outfit like the Vought Soups to be strong, and it inspires the non-Soup folk and viewers to take pride and find strength in their labor and lives. Starlight also explains in her audition for the Seven that her dream as a kid was to, quote, "save the world," unquote, which is a very large goal that most people would agree with regardless of political views, which is likely one of the reasons why people voted her into the Seven. After A-Train's explosive introduction of running through Huey's girlfriend Robin, he goes on the news and fabricates a story about the incident being caused by him having been in a rush to stop a bank robbery. He also includes jabs that Robin was allegedly standing in his way by being in the middle of the street. A-Train and the Vought legal team immediately put motions forward to maintain that the company looks trustworthy from the outside. It is imperative for the company to be strong and pristine with as much firepower as possible through Soups and fanbase so it can be unstoppable. During an event broadcast, an ad plays on the television advertising the Vought company, using stock footage style clips to infer that the company is one for the people, as it is connected to the country's roots and people of all classes. Continuing with Vought's manipulative advertising, Huey goes to a convenience store and finds himself face to face with multiple A-Train ads in the store, leading to Huey collapsing from a panic attack. The weaponization of a marketable cheery character in contrast with PTSD-inducing events specifically reminded me of the famous Disney character Donald Duck's start in cartoons about Nazis in World War II. The now well-known comedic relief cute cartoon character was first used in cartoons to further their political messages, often depicting him being worn down by the war's effects. A-Train is one of Vought's characters that is mass advertised by the company, while he also participates in actions that are PTSD-inducing for others, but are marketed as good for the company and the people. While Huey sees the man who murdered his girlfriend by running through her with super speed and then lied about how and why it happened, an everyday person sees him as part of the lineup of people run by the Vought company who represent safety, strength, and hope. Threats to spread convincing hate speech to sway the minds of others are also utilized in the series. In the first episode, when the Deep is sexually coercing Starlight, he threatened to slander her if she did not do what he said. He suggested he would say something about how she allegedly tried to attack him, which paired with corporate backing by Vought and the two people's statuses as famous Soups would cause an uproar against Starlight. While it is not surprising that everything the Seven does would take Vought's public image into account, it is worth noting that it is completely normalized for them to be engulfed in the branding. Some things are more subtle, like when Translucent is doing an interview and the zipper on his jacket is an exceedingly small Vought logo. Translucent does not mention this in the fraction of the interview shown in any way, since it is normalized to see him advertise the brand as much as possible. It becomes an expected layer of background noise for the characters and the viewers, and further aids in associating the company with salvation. After some time, Billy Butcher finally gets to introduce the series plot to us as he pitches his plans to Huey. As they walk through the streets of New York, Butcher points out the excessive bumping of ads for the 7 everywhere, and the camera pans across the numerous buildings with bright ads. Interestingly, in the sea of ads for the 7, a real-world company name is visible. Samsung, a company that is extremely well-known, wealthy, and idealized in South Korea, blends in seamlessly within the fictional brands. Vought is such a large company that it can get away with anything regardless of if people are fully supportive, because it has grown unstoppable, and seeing a real company peek out within that quietly reminds us that they are the same. Once again, every business decision made by Vought has been made with careful thought put into the optics of it. Any event, ad, or trade comes with statistics. In a meeting, people discuss how the religious and cultural percentages of the fan bases reacted to the latest drop. When Huey goes to make A-Train apologize, Huey must go through a metal detector in the lobby. The metal detector is not Soups related. It is made by people, for people, and watched over with people, for security guards. The company instills fear that people are the real threat, not the Soups. If people are the problem, then their curated Soups are the solution.